Here he. Hello everyone. We are going to spend some time in the garden, but first I want to check on the blueberry bushes. We have 4 blueberry bushes here. One of them produces a lot, 2 produced nothing last year, and one that we planted next to the chicken coop produced nothing last year, but it looks like even though 3 of them are very small, we're going to have quite a bit of blueberries this year. This one right here didn't do anything last year. This one is dead and has been dead. We just haven't cut it down yet. This one didn't do anything last year. And we have 2 or 3 little ones on the ground that eventually will produce. But this guy, this is our big blueberry bush, has lots of blueberries everywhere coming in. It would be wonderful if we could get some more rain. That would definitely help. But it's been so dry. So not a lot of water there. Maybe in the next few weeks that'll change as we begin hurricane season, which is good and bad on both accounts. I've done almost nothing in the in-ground garden, but we have a lot going on in the raised beds and in containers. We just haven't started in the in-ground garden. So Dee and I are just going to go smooth things out. We're going to establish some of our rows and definitely get some starts planted. And Dee Dee actually is already in the garden. She beat me there. So good on her. Guess you want to eat this year, huh, baby? All right, well, she's working on that. I got to grab a measuring tape. I saw a video from Growing Little Country Homestead where he made rows with logs, and I loved the idea. It's so simple, using exactly what's on the homestead, and I love that idea. So I'm going to measure it out. We're not going to do all of them at once. I'm just going to start with a few, get some of the transplants moved, and then kind of like build on it. But it's nice because logs break down. Over time, it's just going to end up being more nutrients for the garden, which is wonderful. But I need a measuring tape, here we go, to measure what size logs we need, and then go from there. Also, saw a video from Homestead Aquarius this morning about SHEDWARS. I'm super excited because it's more of a holistic approach, which SHEDWARS is a fantastic idea, but it was very focused on just gardening. Well, now it's going to open up to all sorts of self-sufficiency and basically skill building, which is wonderful. I mean, it's building on a wonderful concept to incorporate many different things, which opens it up for many other types of people, not just gardeners, to take part. So I'm going to pop that link down below along with Growing Little Country Homestead so you can see how he made his rows out of logs. And let's get going before it gets too hot. We found a couple logs to get us started. We are going to put 2 more panels here, but not today. We put some compost in there. Dee's just sort of mixing it up with the native soil. There's a little rabbit manure and whatnot in there. And we have some miniature watermelons, and I think there's one kind of squash, and some cantaloupe. So we are going to plant those along here, and then get started on the tomatoes and the peppers. Okay, Dee is doing an excellent job making our first mound. I'm going to be doing some other stuff over there in a little bit, but for now we're going to start with tomatoes and peppers because we have so many starts. So we're pretty much going to make, I think, this whole side peppers and tomatoes. We're going to take some of our starts. I have a few more, but I think we're just going to go with 1 row because we have several in pots. And we're going to plant them in 2s all the way down this. I can take wire from that fence over to this trellis, or if I need to put a T-post at the end, that way I can support the peppers and tomatoes this direction. Ta-da! We ready for peppers?
Yeah, I think so.
Good job, Dee. So that's kind of the thinking. This side of the garden over there actually ends up getting less light because the way the trees are here, the sunrise is over there, so it gets first light. And then as the sun travels that direction, this corner stays brighter, so I think the peppers and tomatoes will do better. And I'm going to play with planting lettuce behind the tomatoes because my big struggle with lettuce in summer is that it gets so hot and it bolts. So I'm playing with shading it up by the house. I'm playing with planting it behind other stuff just to see how I can make it more doable in the summertime. But and we've got lots of worm activity, which is really exciting. The spot that I'm standing in actually had a single wide sitting on it a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. We have been working to reconstitute with rabbit manure scraps, letting the chickens in here. We did plant a garden last year. It did fairly well. Certain things did better than other things. We didn't plant any peppers or tomatoes in here. We did that all in pots, so this is going to be a first. But you can see where the soil color kind of changes, where we've worked harder in areas than others. I think we will be getting another load of topsoil to put in this corner. I think it'll just help it along a little bit more. But we're going to get those peppers in the ground because it's starting to warm up. We have one more basil to go in here, and we just need to water everything. Yep, and we're done. So that's going to be it for today. We have some zucchini and some yellow squash, 2 different kinds of little watermelons, and we have several more tomatoes, bell peppers, and I stuck basil in between the tomatoes, so hopefully that will do well. I will be bringing some marigolds out. I have them actually seedlings started inside, so I'll be bringing those out in the next couple weeks. But I'm probably going to have Corbin work here to build me 3 or 4 more rows so I can fill those in this coming Tuesday. But thank you for joining us again. I hope everybody's garden is going any direction forward. It doesn't necessarily have to be on schedule because we're behind schedule as well. But take care, be safe, and I will see you on the next one.